This has been hanging over that LSU program, and now the vibe in practice throughout this week was they can now play freely. No more rumors, no more speculation. They know what the future holds as it pertains to Ed Orgeron. They played really well against Florida. Let's see if they can do it here in Oxford today. Now, about the Ole Miss Rebels, Matt Corral, of course, the quarterback for the Rebels. It's unknown at this point how bad that injury is. I spoke to Lane Kiffin-Reese this morning and asked him what he expected from his quarterback today. He's still calling it a game-time decision, but in the hotel this morning, they met, did some drops, did some movement, did some work, and he does expect Matt Corral to play today. Right behind me in Vaught Hemingway, Reese.
30 carries against Tennessee in that crazy game last week, as Marty Smith reporting from Oxford. We'd hoped to talk to Orgeron this week. Perhaps we think that's going to happen eventually. There's some legalities to be dealt with. There have been a lot of innuendos and rumors, some that have been flat out denied about the off-the-field stuff. What do you think went wrong at LSU with Coach O?
Well, Coach gave me a lesson yesterday in the room, Coach Corso, but we talked this week on our pod and all that stuff. Everybody's talked about it. I think it's the off-the-field stuff that it's been talked about a lot, and it's been talked about how he's handled. Listen, the Title IX, the pictures, you've seen a bunch of stuff off the field that have happened. But Coach, in the meeting yesterday, was like, yep, and there's a lot of that goes on everywhere. But if you win, it goes away. That stuff isn't a factor. And so it was a good teaching moment for me yesterday with Coach Corso because there was a ton of noise off the field. And he did. There's some, you can look up all the stuff you want about the off-the-field stuff, but you couple that being at LSU. The last three coaches at LSU have won national championships. They're expected to win and win big. So that coming together obviously was the end of Coach O.
But the fact that you said that the last three coaches there won national championships lets me know how good of a job it is. Because two of those three ain't winning nowhere else.
Nope.
So I think it was the wins and losses. We can talk about what happened off the field, but winning cures a whole bunch of sins. And that's how it is in college football. And so since he was not winning, he took a culture that was dominant in 2019. Team like we've never seen before. And it's like they had stars on every level. Coaching staff was an all-star cast. He didn't follow that up. 2020 and 2021, we've seen what they look like. They came out here, got pushed around by UCLA. So I think that, there we go, baby. Paying attention.
Gotta wake them up.
That's what I do. Yeah, but so it's the wins and losses what ultimately did Coach O win.
I've personally, we've talked all year. I feel bad every week we seem to be talking about LSU. I've said it all year that it's not just wins and losses for me. It's the attitude of this football team since 19. Since the cigars with Joe Burrow and they left that stadium that night, they've not been the same. They lost their focus on team. They lost their focus on the pride of that state. Like whoever Scott Woodward hires, whoever it is, they need to go work on bringing the purple and gold, Tiger Stadium, Death Valley, playing for that LSU brand back. Forget national championships. Just play for the love of the game. Bring kids in that aren't worried about the NFL. Of course, that's a goal, but that's not the primary goal. And I feel like these last 2 years, after all that success in 19 and all those guys going to the NFL and the coordinators leaving to become coaches elsewhere, they lost their fastball. They lost their laser focus that I've always said that program has always had when David played there. I mean, you go back when Herb Tyler was there. LSU's always had pride. And we saw it last week. We just haven't seen it consistently since that championship year in 19.
Hoping we see it today.
There are three programs that are a little bit different because they don't have real in-state opposition. Ohio State is one. Georgia's one, with all due respect to Georgia Tech. And I say something mildly disrespectful. And in LSU, for sure. So LSU, SC, both on the coaching carousel. Which is a better job? I mean, LSU's going big.
Obviously,
they're big.
They're different. LSU should go big. I mean, they should be in there swinging for the fences, and they are. And to me, it's a top 5 job. I mean, LSU is I think USC's a great job, and if you can get SC rolling, it's great. It's different. It's different. LSU is a premier job because of what Reese just talked about. You build it right. It's got staying power. And that high school football in that state, in that region, is as good as there is in the country.
It's just like I said previously, when you have Les Miles, who won a national championship at LSU, Coach Orgeron, who won a national championship at LSU, you know it's a top 5 job. All you need to do is be committed to the process and make sure that you can build a fence around the state of Louisiana because they have a lot of talent in the state of Louisiana.
And they all want to go there.
Yes, sir.
The administration are going to pay your assistants. They're going to pay you well. They're going to have the best facilities in the world.
Money's not
That's
an
why
issue.
it's a much better job than USC. Everybody's all in at LSU. They want to win national titles, and that's why they have.
And they, Des mentioned, not many places can make that boast, especially in such a short period of time, having 3 different coaches win national championships. Don't discount coaches with NFL backgrounds. That's something that will be very attractive there, too, as they embark on that coaching search.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.